So everybody loves bubbles, but who here has made giant bubbles? We're going to make some today. So bubbles are usually an outdoor activity, but kids really need fun and adventure during these really freezing cold winter months. And this is the perfect activity to bring indoors because it's just soap and water, so it's really easy cleanup. And to make this, you'll want 6 cups water, half cup cornstarch, half cup blue dish detergent or dish soap, and a tablespoon of baking powder. So first, you'll want to dissolve your cornstarch in some of the water. The cornstarch will keep undissolving from your solution, but make sure to just keep stirring it. And then you add your baking powder, and you stir it all together. And you're going to need a lot of patience for this one. One, because you're going to have to let it sit for at least an hour, but overnight is best. And another reason for patience is because it's going to take a lot of time and effort in making these bubbles. But the longer you play with the solution, the better the bubbles will be. Because I promise you, it is very worth it. They're pretty cool. In order to make the instrument, you'll just need 2 sticks, a washer, and a long piece of string. The thicker the string, the better, so that it can absorb more water. You'll tie one end to a chopstick. Then go through the washer. You'll wrap it around and tie it over the other. And you want to make sure that all the sides are even, because you're going to make a perfect triangle. And then you go over and you'll tie this side.
She's dancing in the ballroom like no one's around. Dancing in the ballroom, her head's in the clouds. Feet on the ground, the most elegant gown. Time, it doesn't matter, she's nowhere bound. All the boys are cutting in and feeding her lines. She heard them all before, oh, but she doesn't mind. She's waiting on the one who don't have to make a sound. He'll take her in his arms, oh, a prince she'll have found. She's dancing in the ballroom like no one's around. Dancing in the ballroom, her head's in the clouds. Feet on the ground, the most elegant gown. Time, it doesn't matter, she's nowhere bound.
And for an even cooler experiment, try putting the bubble mix in a kiddie pool. And then you can stand in the middle and use a hula hoop to draw the bubble up around your body. And then it's a giant life-size bubble that you're in the middle of. So to understand how bubbles work, you have to remember about water's cohesive property, meaning it tries to stick to itself. It's very attracted to itself. Water molecules are very attracted to each other. And this helps to create the outer part of the bubble, while the inside of the bubble is just air. So the water and the soap need each other. If you try to blow bubbles in just water, it will work, but they won't last. See how they pop immediately? The water is so attracted to itself that it's not even allowing the air to stay within it. It's just closing it back up and pushing that air away. So what does the soap do that really allows the air to get in between the water? Soap has 2 ends. It has a side that absolutely loves water, and it's going to attach to it and protect it. But the other side hates water, so it's going to try pushing it away. And when it pushes it away, that allows that air to get in between. But do you know why all bubbles are round? Now, you may think it's because your stick is round. So that would make sense that the bubbles are round. But sometimes you can get these sticks in star-shaped or dinosaur-shaped or any shape you want. And also, when we were making our large bubbles, it was in the shape of a triangle. But if you notice, the bubbles would still wiggle around and form into being round. Why is that? So in order for the bubble to last as long as it can, it's going to try to be more stable. If it has too much energy going around inside of it, the bubble will just pop. So it's going to try to find the shape that has the least amount of energy and is the most stable, and that way the bubble can last longer. Colder is better when it comes to bubbles. If you blow a bubble outside in the middle of winter or into your freezer, it's going to last a lot longer. And if it's cold enough, it'll freeze. And a frozen bubble looks so cool. So, what do bubbles have to do with God? Well, think of it this way. If God is like our water and we are like the soap, Well, we are nothing without God. Soap can't really do much without water. It needs water to be sudsy to clean our dishes, and it needs water in order to make the bubbles. But the water itself is extremely unique, and it can do awesome, amazing things on its own. But the soap needs the water. And just like soap, we too can have two sides. We have a side that loves God and is very grateful and appreciative of everything He's done for us. But then there's also this side where we might be a little bit bitter, a little bit angry or confused on whether God exists or why He didn't give us something that we prayed really hard for and really wanted and maybe even worked hard for. But it's important to always remember that God wants what's best for you. He knows what's best for you, and He's going to try to protect you and do what's best for you. So you don't even have to go out there. You can talk to God in your own home. He wants a relationship with you. So make sure to take the time to talk to God today. Be there for Him, with Him. Don't just ask Him for things or thank Him for things that He has done. Just sit and talk. Just tell Him about your day, how you feel. And yeah, He already knows that. But how many times have you listened to someone tell the same story, but they're so excited about it that you just let them talk and you just sit there and listen for the millionth time? Well, it's the same for God. He just wants you to talk to Him, and He doesn't care what it's about. He wants that relationship with you. So take the time to talk to God today, and until next time, bye!